guys, we have a problem. We have a big problem. So recently, for the past month and a half, I have been renovating the new house. I'm currently renovating this room. We are also renovating her. She will take a while, so please do not expect anything spectacular within the next month. I'm telling you y'all, I'm still in the woodworks. Of course, we do have the main floor. That is where most of the action happens, and that is where my lovely bed is. Anyways, let me get to the point. Because I'm super self-aware and I know that I am the world's worst vlogger and that I will probably never post any type of updates on the YouTube channel in good timing, I decided, let me get Snapchat. And then also, I'm like, okay, maybe I can give the grandchildren some like live updates of what I'm doing, because if I pull out the camera and say I'm gonna post it, it's just not getting posted. Like, yeah, I'm a grandma. My back hurts, I got hip problems, like I can't just be posting. That's literally my job. That's crazy because it's literally your job, Deb. Honestly, at first, Snapchat was normal. I would post something, I'd reply back, I'd interact, it'd be so fun. But lately, it's been a new community. I don't know how or what or why we got here, but we're at this point where in every single reply, y'all are writing fanfictions about it. I'm not even being dramatic. Any little thing that happens to me, like I will open up the replies and then like somebody will write like a 12-page essay of like a fan fiction. And it's cute, honestly, it makes my day. I love reading it. But today was something else. Let's get some backstory here. As you guys know, I'm a nursing student. I go to school, I also have clinicals. I go downtown and I work my little shift and then I go home. But today was different because today was snowing, even though today is the first day of spring. So I was like, why is it snowing? Anyways, I'm driving left lane this morning. I don't know how or what happened. I don't know if I need new tires, but like the car just swiveled into the lane coming with the oncoming traffic. And I literally had an entire meltdown on the road. I probably should have stopped, taken my blood pressure, maybe called my mom, but instead I was like, you know what, let me share. So that's what I did. Tell me why. Within minutes, I go back to that story. I swipe up just to see what's going on. What's the chit chatter? What are we talking about under this one? I see an entire Wattpad fanfiction. and we're gonna read it. In fact, we're gonna read a bunch and rank them. As Deb catches her breath, the shock settled in. Holy shit. I almost swerved into the wrong lane. She pulled over to the side of the road, hands trembling, when a police car rolled up next to her. The police officer was a dashing man, very handsome, with the face sculpted by the gods. His badge said, okay, his badge said, O'Hara. Ma'am, you can't drive so recklessly. What if someone or you got hurt? The officer stated. Can I see your license? Deb nodded and handed the handsome police officer her license. Wow. So you look good on a license and in person, huh? The officer smirked, writing down something on a paper before handing it to Deb along with her license. The paper said, why don't you give me a call later, princess? Oh! All right, sorry. With the officer's number, Deb sat in a flurry of embarrassment and shock. Feeling all flustered, she just nodded as the police officer drove away, leaving Deb with her emotions and a new nighttime plan. When I tell you this sent me into a spiral. Ollie, if I see you on roads, it's on site, okay? Because there's just no way that you did this. But also, when I read it this morning, I have to be honest, I wanted a part 2. I wanted a part 2, like it was good. And then also like, I have this nurse policeman fantasy in my head. There's just so many nuances to this story, perchance. I don't think I used either of those words correctly, but I want a part 2. I want a part 2. Okay, this is Jessica's story. Deb pulled into the parking lot, a sigh of relief as she slammed on the brakes and turned off the engine. She took a second to just sit there and process what had happened. She nearly died on her way to work. Boss O'Hara!
I be going hard.
Boss O'Hara. Also, guys, why are they always Miguel O'Hara? Like I know I had a phase with him, but it wasn't that bad. Like,
made the whole eat me for dinner. I'm at the top of my body, I'm ready to leave.
Boss O'Hara would have been so mad. Suddenly she hears a light tapping noise on the window. She looks over and sees a tall, sexy, familiar, dark, honey Latino man who looks familiar. Way too familiar. Almost like it might be Miguel O'Hara. No! Like, honestly, Jessica, I love you, but I don't think I want a part 2. I'm intrigued though, so it's not a bad one. It's just like, do I want a part 2? Not really. Also, it's gotten to the point where people will reply to me and just say, Deb, stop posting your face. We want to see the stories. I'm like, okay. After another long day in the ER, as Deb arrives home, she takes her hair out of its messy bun and runs her fingers through her midnight black hair as it cascades down her back. You ate with that because How did you come up with that? She changes into her PJs when all of a sudden her doorbell rings. She unlocks the door to see her coworker Miguel O'Hara looking back at her. Miguel? Deb says, blushing profusely, trying to fix her disheveled appearance. I'm so sorry if this is unprofessional, but I'm sorry. The stuttering is what's getting me. Like, y'all know when you read fanfictions and they're like, but. It's not funny, and I'm not making fun of stutters. I low-key be having stutters sometimes, but that's only when I'm trying too hard to come up with a sentence. But like the stutters in these stories, like they always catch me off guard because it's like, why did you add that? I'm so sorry if this is unprofessional, but just had to see you. Ever since I first met you, I knew you were the one. Your old soul and sweet smile. Is that a dig? Is that a dig at my old age? I knew it was you. It's always been you. Miguel blurts out, stammering through his confession. Oh, Miguel. It's pouring, come inside, Deb says, almost feeling wistful. Miguel was everything she wanted in a man. Strong, intelligent, caked up. But her heart belonged to another man. No, another fox!
Truth is I'm tired. Options are few.
You had me in the first half. And then you said, actually, you had me in the first quarter. Because, girl, that second quarter, I'm like, this is whack. You had me for a moment, though. The ending? A fox? Yeah, and that's why you're gonna have to control, alt, delete your entire Wattpad account. What is this? Deborah walks in the staff room and immediately makes eye contact with her handsome boss and looks away, biting her lip. She busies herself with making coffee for herself and tries to hide her blushing face when she feels his eyes trailing up and down her body. I just feel like this was going somewhere. Like, how can you write such a short one-shot and make me so intrigued? So, duh, I want a part 2. I'm putting you in the top tier. Thank you, Amaya. And then we had somebody else continue that same story. I don't know how you guys do this. Are we all like connected intellectually? I think we have like, what is it, like twin telepathy, but we're not all twins. We're all just related because you guys are my grandchildren. So maybe it's grandchild telepathy. Telepathy? Is that a word? He slowly leans in and kisses her cheek. You're doing great. Keep it up, Debbie. Wait, because that nickname was good. She was flustered and blushed hard. Ooh, someone looks like a bouquet of roses. She quickly covered her face. He grabbed her hand softly and pulled down her mask and kissed her gently. After a while, he wiped her lip with his thumb. The mask part pulling down, it did something to me. Deb walks into the buzzing room, her low bun tight and her petite 4'11" body being hidden by the rush of the morning shift. She walks in to see Miguel sitting at her desk. Morning, mi vida, he says, smirking. What are you doing here? What, no good morning? No, how did you sleep? He scoffs. I just came to visit my princesses all. The petite frame? Which Deb is that? Honestly, the scoffing did get me. I don't know what it is about like reading that in literature, but when you see like the character scoff, it's like, oh my gosh, like this is so good. You know what I mean though? Like it's just certain things you see on paper that just like makes you like yeah, this is good. Like you know when you see the character be like, is that so? Or if they're like, oh yeah, like, or if they're like that, like do you know what I mean though? Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like we see each other right now. Like if somebody were to scoff at me, like that's a body. Anyways, back to the point. Because of the scoffing, I wanted to put you at the top tier. I wanted a part 2. But the 4'11" petite frame, I don't know what character you're talking about, but you need to get your character facts straight. So for that, I'm putting you at stripping your writer's rights away. Am I being a little bit dramatic for that? Yes. But that's what makes this fun. Another story time. This isn't even like a month ago. This is literally like yesterday. So I go out, do some errands because I needed to go to LCBO to get some bottles of juice. I get to LCBO, I asked the lady, hey, do you have this drink? It's my favorite drink ever. I need it for this weekend. And she's like, no, you don't have it, but you can take my boxes. I said, boxes? She's like, yeah, you can have my boxes. Anyways, I get back to the car and I update y'all. I'm like, okay guys, so I went to LCBO, didn't have my drink, but the girl gave me some boxes. And then somebody in the reply, somebody said, Deb X box. What?
A little bit like young.
Okay, let's move on.
Deb X box? Like, whose box? Like, hello? I mean, obviously it was a joke, right? Not right though, because in the next minute, I open up my replies again. You know what I see? I see an entire paragraph. It was 6 a.m. in the morning. Deb was laying on her bed, tired as ever. I don't want to get up, she whined, but then she suddenly got a phone call from a mysterious number. She answered, "Hello?" Deb spoke. "Come to blank 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 street," the mysterious caller said, then hung up. Deb was shocked, but decided to check it out since she didn't have anything else to do. She quickly wore her jacket and got out into the car and then started heading towards the address she was given. Are we intrigued? Because I know I am. But let's continue the story. She finally arrived. Opening the car door, she saw a random box laid on the floor with a note on top of it. The word "open" was written on the note. Deb quickly looked around the street before taking the box. She rushed to her car and headed back to her house. She finally went to her house and opened the box. It was empty. Deb was suspicious of the box. She scoffed and got up to make some food for herself. Suddenly, she heard a noise from her room. She rushed back into her room only to find the box. It was alive. It had a Did you break? It was alive. The box was alive. It had a big muscular body and a mustache. "What are you?" Deb said in a worried tone. The box walked towards her and placed his hands on her shoulders. "Don't worry," the box said in a deep, hoarse voice.
Hey, try me, bitch. Like Duggar, I be slimy, bitch. Our body shit.
It's a box. Like, oh my gosh. And like, you gave the box a muscular body in a deep, hoarse voice. You can't just give objects nice bodies and low voices and expect me to fold and cream myself. It won't work. But it did work this time. You're going to the top of the list. I'm on part 2. That's a joke. I'm kidding. Wrap it up. That's not, don't try to clip that and make me look crazy. That's a joke. Where do you think we should rank that? Because me personally, it's gotta go to the bottom. I need to take your writer's rights away because actually, you know what? I actually am intrigued. Like if we make this a thing and we keep reading on and you make a part 2, I don't even know who the user is. Like the worst part about this is like I can't really click on people's users because I don't really know how to use Snapchat yet. But I didn't get like a username, so I don't know. But what I do know, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued only because it's like, how did you make me so interested in a story about a box? This is a box we're talking about. And suddenly I want a part 2. That's not like me. That's very, it's very different, it's very new, but I'm open to it. I'm open to it, and that's why it's going in the intrigue section. I almost put you at the bottom, but I need to be more open-minded. I think it belongs here. I think this is a good spot to put that story. That's all we're reading for today. Me personally, I can't do another one. I simply can't. I hope right now that y'all can have an idea of like how insane this is, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope we got a good laugh out of this. I just thought I would share, and I hope you could enjoy with me. I love you guys very much, and I will see you in the next video. Or maybe you'll see me in box with his muscular body and deep hoarse voice. Like, oh my gosh, you guys are crazy. Okay, goodbye. I'm done. I love you, but enough. Enough is enough.
I've seen it before. Call it what you want, I'm done. Your bag's in front.